Bonjour everyone, welcome to another episode. Yeah, today I thought I'd do something a little bit different. I decided, since normally we do diecast showcases or recent find videos and all kinds of stuff like that, I decided to keep it automotive, but just go into something I had mentioned in a previous video as a potential project I'd like to do, which would be pull out some old car magazines from quite some time ago and just reminisce basically on I wouldn't say bygone era, but a few decades past and see how things have changed. I thought I'd start with a staple of actually staple of pretty much my youth and teen years and whatnot, basically. A specific magazine that really was the gateway to me in regards to amassing a nice collection of automotive magazines, a lot of which are gone now, but a heck of a lot I still have. Now, the magazine I'm referring to is probably the first legit magazine that I bought with my own money when I was probably around, I don't know, 14, 15. Let's see, maybe 13, probably 13 years old, yeah. And we're talking about a staple of automotive listing magazines, DuPont Registry. So this is a special double holiday issue, as you can see on top there. What DuPont Registry used to do is every year this specific type of edition would come out that's like really, really thicker than the regular magazines that we're used to. Look at the girth of this. Look at this thing. I don't know how many pages there is in there. Actually, I could actually check just to see, but yeah, about 350 pages thick, this thing. So quite the behemoth. So basically, we're talking about a magazine that basically would be about 20 years old if you look at the publishing date. Now, mind you, you see it's December 2002. Now, for those of you that are younger, how this would have worked back in the day is literally magazine would come out in the last week of the 2 months prior. So basically, this would have hit shelves probably last week of October 2002 for the November month, and it being December issue. So. I thought with this specific one, we're talking about 20 years old, right? What's changed in car values after 20 years? Now, you'll probably notice I have a little cheat sheet here. I went through this, found some listings in here that would be cars that are definitely very popular in regards to, the classic exotic hypercar market currently. Some of which were fairly new, at that point, and yeah, basically, let's see how values have changed 20 years later. It's always a fun exercise. Now, what I've done, I've selected cars listings in here in the DuPont Registry physical paper magazine. And a nice long list of cars that I really like, and what I did afterwards is basically go on DuPontRegistry.com, which is still a very active listing site. With it's fun to browse, and I've found comparable cars listed as of the day of filming. So literally, late 2022. And yeah, last quarter of 2022, and compare them with kind they were listed there. See how much they appreciated. Did they stay the same in value? The what's what basically of kind of like automotive speculation. So first listing I'm going to show you. Here's a nice little. Mind you, this magazine is extremely, extremely, extremely brittle, unfortunately. So what I'm going to show you here first, a specific listing here. So we are going to be talking about probably a staple for most people. Here we are. So 1991 Ferrari F40, 666 miles, listed for $339,000. So what does that mean in today's money? Well, basically, first and foremost, just to treat this as an example, this car, when it was new, when it was released in '87, was 400,000 US dollars. Now, mind you, all these listings are in US dollars, so basically, basically $339,000, which means it actually depreciated by about, what, 30%, something like that, at the time of this listing in 2002. The closest comparable that I would have found on DuPont Registry, actually the only F40 at the for sale at this time, is 3.5 million US dollars, basically. Now, just to give you a perspective, 339 seems low, right? If we convert it into today's money, 2022 money, we'd be talking about $559,000 approximately. And if we're talking about the 400K new price, we're talking about give or take 550. Sorry, 600 some $1,000, $660,000 approximately. So, yep, decrease after about 15 years post release, and now the same car is worth 3.5 million US dollars, which literally is more than 10% more than this listing, if we don't take into account the conversion of money. Next one, basically, just to get little less intense, if we're talking about the pricing and everything like that. Let me just browse through here quickly. I guess I have a cheat sheet, so I know what I'm looking for, but here we go. So, DuPont Registry, paper-based, how it was structured was you had different sections, basically. Section here that was very popular, at least for me, would be the Ferrari section, right? Everybody loves Ferraris, so the one I'm most interested in is what was considered at the time something that was pretty boring, not really coveted. Look at the price here. Look at this price. 308 GTSI, so injected car, later car. You can pause if you want to read the description. It's a injected catted car, so not the most desirable spec. $28,000 or better offer, again USD. Well, the closest comparable that I found on DuPont Registry currently, if we're talking about model year, miles, and all that good stuff, basically, this is a high miles car, by the way. We're talking about a car that would be going right now for $115,000. Now, just to do that quick conversion again, 28K in 2002 money would be about 46K in today's money. So basically, we're talking about a car that not quite tripled in value in 20 years. I mean, these are getting really, really sought after. So I found that to be pretty interesting, honestly. So yeah, a more cheaper Ferrari, let's call it that. Next car that I wanted to check out. This I found pretty entertaining, actually. So we have a really nice M6 Coupe here. There you go. Cannabar red over gray dove. Good color combo. Nice BBS wheels. And this Rayco Eurospec Motors was a really big dealership if we're talking about Euro cars, classic to modern. 78K miles, $21,900 with warranty on an 88 in 2002. Believe that, eh? Well, let's say $22,000 to round it out is about $36,000 in today's money. The only M6 listed on DuPontRegistry.com today is $88,000, which means literally over doubling the price of this car. Pretty cool. I mean, these are also getting sought after, whereas they were kind of more or less popular back then, basically. Not as iconic as they would be now, with the the young timer market growing and everything like that. So I found that was pretty cool. Another one that's much more iconic to me, at least. show you this quick here. Much more iconic to me. A car that I definitely have always loved, still do today. It's definitely a car that, you know, if I had a bunch of money to spend, I would definitely consider spending on. We would be talking about the 993 Porsche Turbo. Look at that, eh? It's speed yellow, cashmere and black two-tone leather. Look at that. Really cool spec. Yeah, basically, you know, seems to have a couple little, you know, issues. You know, no history, so no 20 questions is listed below. Speedo has been replaced, so 29k miles listed is not actually accurate. You know, although they're saying no hits, no nothing. $59,900, which was back then a very low price. Converted to today's money, that'd be a smidgen. It's a smidgen under. Let's see here. Did I actually write this down? 59,000, eh? Actually, I was looking at another one, but either way, $59,900. We'd be looking at about, give or take, a smidgen under $100,000 for this car in today's money, converted from 2002 money. Well, the closest one that I could find, so not flawless, not super low miles, but, you know, interesting color combo, we'd be talking about a $300,000 car. 300 grand for one of these versus about 100 grand, $99,000 actually, to be a little bit more precise. Literally triple your money again. It's pretty impressive. And if we look at another example of how things, some cars have really gained in value. This is one that I find is really iconic. Look at this thing. A 930 Turbo, air-cooled single turbo, 1986. One of the later years, so I believe this would have been still a 4-speed as opposed to a 5-speed. 17-inch roof wheels, B&B exhaust. I mean, we're talking about really nice little add-ons to this car. You know, Arctic silver with the black leather. Perfect color combo. Look at this price. Price to sell, $32,900. $32,900. What a joke, eh? Well, basically, there are a couple of examples, basically, you know, that are listed on DuPont Registry for 930 turbos, and they go between $180,000 and $190,000, based on $54,000 to $55,000 converted value at the time, and almost $200,000 today. That's almost quadrupling the value of this car. Isn't that crazy? I find it's crazy, anyways. You know, and just to prove how Porsches basically have monumentally increased in value, let me just show you another iconic one to me. Let's see. Bear with me here. How about that here? Okay, so this is iconic to me. So the spec is really interesting. Look at this thing. 964 Speedster. Very limited production. This is a US car with the RS America seats, which is literally the Carrera RS version for North America. Kind of dulled down a little bit, you know, and whatnot. White on black with the matching white wheels. You know, wow. Just wow. I really like this car. See? Look at that price. $54,900, which is just over $90,000 in today's money. While the only 964 Speedster, which is a red on red car that is currently listed on DuPont Registry, is $275,000. Imagine picking this up for 55 grand back in the day, garaging it for 20 years, running it once in a while to not increase that 15,000 miles too much. $275,000. I mean, that's like 5.5 times more value in, you know, 20 years. That's incredible. Really cool thing. Now, if you want to see something absolutely crazy, let me show you something absolutely crazy here. This is something that I personally find absolutely insane. Let me pull up the ad I wanted to show you here, because this is just, if you want to see an example of things shooting up in value that are just hard to believe. Okay, maybe it's the prices back then that would be hard to believe for you guys that are actually looking at these cars, and actually potential buyers and whatnot. Let's check one of these out. Look at this, 1970 280 SC Cabriolet, brown over tan, so very period color combo. Yeah, showroom, 390 built basically, showroom condition supposedly. Looks to be on the photo, but again, it's just a photo, right? $45,000 US. Well, today that's about $75,000, $75,000. There's a couple of these on DuPont Registry. The cheapest one, basically, is $749,000 today. Literally tenfold increase. Literally 10 times more value than this listing. That is completely insane, at least in my opinion. I mean, literally, it's adding a zero to the price that's there, then converting it into today's money. Wow. Another example, basically, that might be interesting to you guys and gals also, if ever. We all know Ferraris are completely insanely going up in value. Some Ferraris were iconic, but not so appreciated compared to today. Now, let's look at this here. Everybody knows this. People of certain age group will be definitely reminiscent of this being on a poster on their wall if they weren't a Lamborghini person. 91 Testarossa, 19,000 miles, red on tan, listed as museum quality, again from Rico Eurospec Motors. Basically, we're talking about a car that is listed here, as you can see, $77,000, which would translate to about $127,000 in today's money. They've pretty much doubled in value. We're talking about there's a couple Testarossas on sale currently on DuPontRegistry.com. Median price is about $250,000, so doubling in price. Not as impressive. If you want to see really impressive, if we're talking about valuations and how they've gone up, let's go into something really classic. And movie buffs will definitely be humming a little jingle that is inevitable if we're talking about the specific model. Let's see. Everybody knows this, right? It's a DB6, not a DB5, right? But, pretty much James Bond spec. Look at this. Look at this thing. Silver with black interior, 99-point car, which is pretty damn close to perfect. Limited mileage since restoration, no miles listed, but I mean, we're talking about a 67 here. I mean, already when this magazine was published, this car was 35 years old, 40 years old. Let's see, 2002. Yeah, 35 years old. So, and today, I mean, 55 years old. Who cares about mileage at this point? It's all about condition. But look at this, $179,000 US. Well, the comparable DB6 today on DuPontRegistry.com, mind you, we're talking about the approximate value of $295K in today's money. We are talking about a car today, the comparable is $890,000 US today. So imagine picking one of these up for $180 and literally selling it 20 years later for almost $1 million. That is insane, right? I mean, iconic car that's shot up in value, basically. And insane. And the last one that I wanted to show you is my personal favorite, my poster car from when I was a kid. And again, a car that was unloved, but that is now much loved. And, be it Matt Farah that can attest to the awesomeness of this vehicle, or the John Tamarian that curated, who is the son, the summity of these cars, I guess, at least in my humble opinion. Wealth of knowledge on these. 1987 Countach 5000 QV. So the last ones before the anniversary edition came out. Wingless car with the body kit, gold phone dial wheels, black with a black interior. I would have preferred tan interior, but black on black's pretty cool. $74,500. How ridiculous is that? How ridiculous is that? Well, basically, and it's got a few 18,000 plus miles. So I mean, it's a driver. It's being used. Well, the only Countach that would be comparable on DuPont Registry is now $750,000. So we're talking about another tenfold increase in value. $750,000 versus $74,500 here, which would translate roughly in 2022 money to 120 to 125K. Incredible. So yeah, I thought it would be just interesting to kind of like reminisce on hindsight, browsing through dead trees or dead tree remnants, just how the market was way back when. Um, I find it really interesting to go back and see, in hindsight, had I known and whatnot. So yeah, that'll pretty much do it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know if this format of video is interesting to you. I mean, I'd love to do again, comparos. I've got a bunch of, more serious British classic and sport car magazines. I've got a whole bunch of tuner mags from 25 years ago as well that would be really funny to look at. Let me know in the comments if you'd like that, if you'd like to see, something like the shame we have, in looking back at what was considered awesome, in the tuner scene 25 years ago, it's definitely something I'm going to venture into. But yeah, I thought I'd try this out, see if you guys like it. And yeah, on that, hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Don't hesitate to subscribe for future uploads. Mostly diecast. Maybe I'll do a little bit more of these if there's some type of good feedback to it. And yeah, on that, I'll wish you a great rest of your day. And I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.